What is going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast. And today is going to be a big day here on the channel as we have two major signings to discuss. First and foremost, we're going to be discussing Justin Verlander and then Trey Turner. So make sure you keep it locked in here to the Baseball Banter Broadcast by hitting the subscribe button down below. So now we're going to look at three takeaways that I have from the Justin Verlander signing with the New York Mets. So we begin with number 3. Now, the third takeaway that I have from Justin Verlander heading to the New York Mets is that he's replacing Jacob deGrom. It's very simple. We know that the Mets had to do something after deGrom would leave and sign with the Texas Rangers. So what better way than to go after the reigning Cy Young Award winner in the American League, Justin Verlander? You needed someone to pair with Max Scherzer at the head of that rotation, and you also needed someone that was going to have insurance for the 2024 campaign should Max Scherzer depart after 2023 with the opt-out clause. You needed an ace in this roster to be able to go out every fifth day with Scherzer to be able to really solidify yourselves as a postseason ready team. Now, yes, there's going to be things that are questionable when it comes to Justin Verlander and his age, health concerns. All of that is a very big deal. But when you look at the necessity to replace Jacob deGrom, Justin Verlander is one of the only names that could have accurately done that for the New York Mets. As we look at the second takeaway from this deal, it is the contract itself. It is a 2-year, $86 million deal. And while those numbers may sound astronomical, it is exactly the same thing that Max Scherzer is getting, $43 million a season. Now, yes, those numbers are extremely high, but it is only a 2-year deal with a vesting option for a third year at $35 million. This is the type of deal that you would expect for a pitcher of this caliber and at this stage of the game. When you look at Justin Verlander's age, he will be pitching into his age 40 and 41 season throughout these 2 years on this Mets deal. And that is going to be a very interesting time to watch, as there's going to be guys above 38 years old headlining this Mets rotation. Scherzer and deGrom are without question, in my opinion, Hall of Fame level pitchers. You're also looking at a Mets rotation that after 2023 is very, very questionable. It's already questionable, and we're going to get into more of that in just a moment. But when you look at what this deal does for the Mets, it solidifies them with an ace, even if Max Scherzer does decide to depart after the 2023 campaign. During the 2023 campaign, you have a two-headed monster atop of your rotation as long as both players are healthy. This is the type of player that is trying to age gracefully, trying to be able to pitch into his mid to late 40s. If anyone can do it, it is Justin Verlander. This is a player that was just coming off of Tommy John surgery, missing all of 2021, and won the Cy Young Award in 2022 in the American League. So there's no question that this is going to be a pitcher that you may be able to rely on even at this stage of the game, even at this elderly state of an age when it comes to Major League Baseball and pitching specifically. But the deal is only 2 years. The Mets owner is obviously willing to spend the money. He has stated previously that he expects to have a budget, a payroll of around $300 million and expects to be able to win. He came into the organization, bought the team with the expectation to win a World Series within 5 years. He has 3 seasons left at the beginning of the 2023 campaign. This is going to be the team that he will likely have the best opportunity with because of having 2 Hall of Fame pitchers headlining your rotation. And the third takeaway is what's next for the New York Mets. There are still spots and vacancies that they have to fill. Brandon Nimmo is still a free agent, so you're going to need someone in center field. You also are losing Chris Bassett, Taijuan Walker, Trevor Williams, so you need to fill out multiple spots in your starting rotation. Carlos Carrasco is still there, likely projected at this present moment in time to be the third starter. But you're going to need more than that. You're going to need to be able to know that there's likely going to be some time where you're either skipping starts, extending guys out, putting them on the injured list, and you're going to need more starting pitching. You're also going to need help in that bullpen. Outside of Edwin Diaz that was re-signed at the beginning of the offseason, there's no one in that Mets bullpen. So they are going to have to rebuild an entire bullpen, which is not cheap, and build out the back end of the starting rotation, another thing that is not cheap. So for the Mets, this was a very smart move in terms of being able to replace a fame big-time name in Jacob deGrom with a equally large name in Justin Verlander. But we have to figure out, they have to see what is actually left for them to be able to do, financially speaking, to be able to fill out what is a very big necessity in terms of your pitching staff. So starters, relievers, and you still need a center fielder, in my opinion, possibly even another couple of positions that are a little bit weaker. So there's a lot of work to be done for the New York Mets. And when we look at the budget, not a lot of space left to do it. So it'll be very interesting to see how the Mets attack and how Billy Epler and his team will attack the rest of this offseason. We know that they're still involved in kind of that mid-tier pitching market with guys like Chris Bassett, Jameson Taillon are being named as potential targets by the New York Mets. So it's going to be interesting to see how everything kind of shakes out throughout the course of the offseason. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings down in the comment section below. What are your feelings about Justin Verlander to the New York Mets on a 2-year, $86 million deal? Mets fans, tell me how you're feeling about the departure of Jacob deGrom, something that we covered here on the channel. I'll leave links to that down in the show notes below. Tell me how you're feeling about Justin Verlander coming on to the New York Mets at this level of the contract, at this age and state in the game. So let me know your thoughts, your feelings down in the comments, or find me over on Twitter at banter_baseball, and we can keep the conversation rolling. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Keep it locked in here to the Baseball Banter Broadcast. As I said earlier, we're going to be covering Trey Turner's signing with the Philadelphia Phillies, so you definitely don't want to miss it. By hitting that subscribe button and the little bell for notifications, you won't miss every time we post here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast, because this is going to be your best and most favorite channel for covering the latest news, notes, and my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions on the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.